welcome to everyone joining us for our final session in our how-to series of the small group training sessions. My name is Vainant, and I'm a learning specialist with Wetu, and I'll be guiding you through today's topics. Behind the scenes, I have Kate, and she will just be on hand to answer any questions that you might have. In our first session that we had in the how-to series, we were looking at how you are able to build catalogs and how you're able to use itineraries and catalogs, more specifically on your itineraries and iBrochures that you're focused on, and how you're able to distribute it into sending out mass information in a very convenient way. Then in the second session we had, which was last week, we were more focusing around how you can take your itineraries or catalogs and start embedding them into your website so that you can get a little bit more exposure to your brand and to your products that you have in a more convenient way. Today, what I'm going to do is go over various tools that can help you with effectively marketing your tours. Some of these functionalities I'm going through today might be familiar to you, and some of them would really be those aha moments that you're looking for when you're looking at tips and tricks for marketing. The first topic we're going to be looking into is various ways that we can use itineraries or catalog URLs in newsletters or emails that you're putting together. So really looking at how we can refine the way we work with hyperlinks in those scenarios. We will then revisit Facebook, and we're going to look at how we can create posts with your itinerary specifically, and kind of just show you a little bit of how you can incorporate the URL without showing the URL in that Facebook post. And then finally, I'm going to introduce Linktree. So this is something that I personally only recently discovered, but it's a really convenient way for you to share a lot of different information, like catalogs, for example, on social media platforms like Instagram, where you're not able to create individual posts with individual URLs linked to it. So really taking it up a level and showing you how you can market on those platforms specifically. Okay. Cool. So let's jump into our first of our categories, which is going to be looking at working with newsletters and hyperlinks and things like that. So I've done a little prep work on my side already. So you can see I've drafted a little bit of an email, and I'm really just going to show you 3 ways of working with hyperlinks specifically. So the one thing that you are going to need is the itinerary URL. So that is where you go to step number 6, additional details, and you grab the client link at the bottom. The first method is probably the one that everyone would be familiar with, and that would really just be to take the link and post it directly into the itinerary. And that's going to generate a little bit of a preview depending on your email client that you're using. Personally, this is probably my least favorite method of using a URL, simply because it doesn't look the most attractive within the output. So the best way that I would say, which is also the easiest way, would be to highlight a sentence or a word, and then to link the URL into the words itself. So again, depending on your email client, the process that I've just shown you would probably differ. I know that on Outlook, your shortcut key is generally Control-K, which opens up the insert link field. And then what you'll see is that the wording has now been hyperlinked specifically. The last method is looking at embedding that code behind buttons or thumbnails of images that you want to incorporate, just to create something different in a visual level that is more pleasing to the eye, and maybe also a little bit more obvious that you can click on it. So here, what we're going to do is, once you've imported your images into the newsletter or into the email, you can simply click on it so that it highlights it. And again, depending on the browser, you can hyperlink that URL directly behind the image or the button that you have used. And then when a client receives the information, they can go ahead and click on these, and it will then open up the itinerary itself, which is visually more appealing, and it works really well in a marketing campaign, especially with newsletters. So in a moment, Kate is going to drop you a URL in the chat called Canva. So this is a website that I also recently only discovered, but it's a great tool to utilize to get a lot of exciting templates to work with different post or marketing tools that you want to make use of. So whether you're looking to create some newsletters or create some Instagram posts or Facebook posts, they give you quite a host of different examples that you can work on. So I'm just quickly going to show you what the website looks like. So this is what we're going to be sharing with you. You can create a free account, which will give you limited resources. And if it does work really well for you, then you can obviously sign up for them and you get access to all the templates and things that you need. But as you can see, it gives you quite a host of different things that you're looking to do. And let's just say I want to create a newsletter. So let's just type in newsletter. And we see what comes up. So then it gives you a couple of designs that you can choose from. And we can go ahead and click on it. And you would then be able to generally start updating your own visuals and information that you want to incorporate into it. So as you can see, visually, it does create something pleasing, and it's a really good way for you to create newsletters and social media posts without having to do a lot of design work from your side. So I thought I'd share this tool with you because I found it quite interesting to play around with. Okay, cool. So that was Canva, and also covering the first topic of working with URLs and hyperlinks specifically within an email or within a newsletter itself. The next thing that we're going to look into is working with Facebook, so revisiting Facebook. And we're going to look on how we can post in an itinerary and how I would generally work with it so that I don't have unnecessary URLs in it, but still have the itinerary link available. So again, what we're going to do is grab the client link or the URL of the itinerary. And that would generally be the first thing that you would want to post into the field to create the post. Because you'll see once you've done that, it will automatically link through the itinerary in a little visual context. So that is going to generally be the image that appears based on the theme that you have selected. The next thing we can do is we can now start adding in the content or description of this tour. So what I'm going to do now is simply delete the URL. And you can see it's still kept the original itinerary there. So it's embedded into the post. And you can now simply start posting in your description of your itinerary. You'd be able to obviously highlight certain things by bolding it and underlining it. So standard formatting does apply. And that is generally how I would work with this, because it just removes the ugly URL so you don't see it. And it also makes a really nice presentation for when you're posting it. So here I'm posting it now. And as you can see, that is what it's generally going to look like. And they can extend it to get more details. And clients will be able to click on the itinerary and open up and view all of the information. So a very easy, convenient way to create a Facebook post, but also a really nice way to work with the URL in a slightly different way and embedding the itinerary into the post itself. Okay, cool. So that was our Facebook. The final tool that I'm going to introduce to you is called, so where did I put it? This one. It's called Linktree. And this is a website where you are able to create a small little link, I would say, that can branch off to a multitude of different sets of information. So if you created multiple catalogs, for example, you can push that into the link and clients will be able to access it. Now I'm going to show you what it could look like. So I've prepared one in advance, keeping in mind that this is specifically really designed for mobile phones and mobile devices. And it's going to look a lot better on the mobile device than it does on my screen at the moment. And also, this is a two-tiered program. So you can do a free sign up, which will give you limited design options, or you can actually sign up for a monthly subscription here, and it will give you more design options to really bring in your brand identity into this link tree. So from here, what we can see is I've created some sub branches on my tree. And really what you can do here is be more specific. So you can create branches for every country that you're selling in. And then if a client clicks on it, it will open up whichever link you've put into it. So in my example, I've done an accommodation iBrochure catalog, and clients will then be able to access the information that you've built into the catalog. So if you created a catalog with multiple different chapters, depending on destinations or types of accommodations, for example, then that will display accordingly. And then once again, clients can click on any of this information and open the details fully. There we go, and view it. Okay. So with the other tree or the other branch that I've created, you can see I said tours to choose from. And again, clients will be able to click on it. It will show all of the tours that you've incorporated. So whether it's single tours or a catalog of tours like I have, clients will then be able to access all of that information accordingly. So it really is a useful tool, especially working on social medias like Instagram, that does not allow you to individually link URLs per individual post that you're creating. It doesn't look like we have any questions that have come through, which is perfectly fine. If you do have any questions afterwards, you are more than welcome to reach out to us. So you can drop it to support@wetu.com or to learning@wetu.com, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. So thank you so much for taking part in this how-to series, and have a great day.